Playoff basketball is here. Playoff basketball is here. Playoff basketball is here, bruh. Let's get with y'all. Beast with Draco, back at it with a brand new video. And for today's video, I'm going to basically just give y'all like a general synopsis of what I think is going to happen throughout the entire playoffs with these predictions. It's going to be funny looking back at this because I don't know exactly how accurate I'm going to be, especially with the fact that this shit is in a bubble. So the fact that this shit's in a bubble makes like home court advantage negated entirely. It's just really niggas really just hooping, playing basketball without the crowd effects, without any real advantage to give any team in any given situation. So it's gonna be like real tough to like judge like who's gonna be the one that come out top in every series, especially when we get deeper into the playoffs. But anyway, without further ado, I'm gonna just get started going off the top of the head here. First we got obviously my Los Angeles Lakers going off against the Portland Trail Blazers. Though I do think the backcourt of Dame and CJ will give us problems throughout this entire series. I really do think that one of them is bound to get off every single game, and the series will be fun. I don't think Portland has enough bodies to throw at Anthony Davis. 1, 2, AD can hard hedge the hell out of those guards on the pick and roll, and like with the deep boy talent that Anthony Davis has, I think he can negate Dame and CJ for a good amount of possessions. Plus, we do have guys in the perimeter that can hang too. Danny Green, KCP. They're not the best perimeter defenders, like especially KCP, but they can hold their own. I think this series just boils down to how great LeBron James will be. Because if LeBron James is great, this could be over in 4. I got it going 5. I think they could take one game from us. But like, even in that one game, I do think that like at the end of the day, it's gonna have to just boil down to what LeBron James is doing out there in the basketball court. You feel me? Like, if LeBron James wants to coast through this, it could be like a 6-7 game series. You know, if he's not playing up to par. If LeBron was playing how he's playing, like in the bubble. So far, it's going to be a long series for us, and it could even go Portland's way. But I just think that like at the end of the day, like LeBron's LeBron, and I'm never going to go against LeBron when it comes to these type of situations. He's probably going to start hitting like a bunch of deep threes out of nowhere, even though he was missing them like throughout this entire time. He's going to probably start hitting those. It's just going to be a different level of focus for LeBron, especially with the playoffs, I think. So I got it going to 5. Next series, we got Houston and OKC. Now, this one is real tough. And I say it's real tough because though Houston has the star power, OKC has been like a really annoying team for teams to see this year. And when I say annoying, I just mean that like, bro, they're everywhere and they hustle and they will come at you like constantly. And I think like Billy Donovan, now that he gets to coach with floor spacing, it's opened up his like schemes a little bit more, because this is the most spacing OKC has ever had during his tenure as a head coach. So we're starting to see like the offense just look completely different from what it used to look like. And I just think that like this team also defends. Like, they play defense. They will sit down and they guard anybody. Like, they don't care who it is on the court. They'll go out and play defense every single night, whether it's successful or it ends up in a failure. It's not up for them to decide. You feel me? They'll play defense and lock down like for 48 minutes, and that's what I like about that team. They'll try hard. As far as Houston goes, probably like my favorite team to watch schematically. I love the 5-out that they have. Defensively, I think they've gotten better. now that they don't have Capella. I think the fact that like PJ, Robert Covington, and Daniel House all can like protect the rim fairly well, even at their size. And then Harden can guard the post, PJ can guard the post, and then Russ is a real good help defender. Just expands this team's like it makes their like defensive capabilities limitless. And size doesn't really hurt them too much. It hurts them on the glass, but at the end of the game isn't about like the glass game, though you do want to have more possessions than the other team. It's at the end of the day what you do on offense and how you maximize your points. And Houston does that very well. And this 5-out scheme allows them to attack one-on-one. Who's stopping Russ going downhill one-on-one? It doesn't matter if Russ can't shoot. You're not stopping him one-on-one. You can't really leave anybody open for kickouts no more. I just think that what Houston has done is been like excellent for what they want to accomplish schematically and how they want to get the uptake of threes going so they can get like 43s a night. I do think that Houston will run into a little bit of trouble, bro, especially because Chris Paul is annoying to deal with come playoff time. But I got Houston pulling off this series in about 6. I think this could easily go to 7 though, but I just can't see a scenario where Harden and Russ drop the ball in the first round. And I've said that before about Russ and PG dropping the ball, and they ended up doing it. So then I voted against them. Well, no, I voted against them against Utah, but I thought they were going to prevail against Portland, but they didn't. And I was like, damn, that's disappointing, but okay. But yeah, this time I'm putting my chips on Russ. And I'm mainly putting my chips on Russ because this is a completely different team schematically. And also, he has Harden on his team, and Harden will get up his points regardless. No matter what you say about his choking and how when it comes playoff time, like, he just hoists up a bunch of threes and wastes possessions. I get that. I have that criticism on him too. But at the end of the day, playing with Westbrook, who is a threat to go downhill and get up 30 shots a night, and he won't be conservative, like say like a Chris Paul, where Chris Paul only get like 17 shots to Harden's 21. If Harden getting 20, Russ is probably gonna get like 26. And I just think that the floor space for Houston will open up Russ's game a lot more, especially come postseason time. Plus, I think the switching ability for Houston will make things a little bit more challenging for OKC than it would be on paper. So yeah, that's my pick. Next we have the Denver Nuggets versus the Utah Jazz. I think if Utah had Bogdanovic, this would be a really close and a really entertaining series. But I just haven't been impressed with Utah this entire bubble run. And then Mike Conley's gonna be out for like a couple days. He just seen his baby get born, and he's gonna have to go through the whole quarantine process and whatnot. So it is going to be a little bit more, even more challenging for Utah to pull anything off, actually. I think Denver wins this in about 4 or 5. I think Nikola Jokic is just going to be too much of a problem for Gobert. I know everybody has Gobert as his defense player of the year, standard type player, but like Jokic was just too special. And like I think he's going to continue that crazy streak he was on in the last postseason run he had when he was getting like triple doubles and shit. The emergence of Michael Porter Jr. just helps this offense out way more. Get somebody that's versatile, 6'10", score anywhere. Just a real problem on the court. And then with Jamal Murray back, I mean, I don't think Denver's really even tripping off this series, bro. Honestly, this could even go to 4 games. Like, it's just like this is just a mismatch throughout the entire court, like areas of the court, and like it's really gonna be relying on Donovan Mitchell shooting a lot of shots. And Donovan Mitchell has yet to capitalize on volume scoring yet, which is something that he needs to add on to his game if he wants to be a number 1 option, just picking your spots as a volume scorer. But I just think that, like, yeah, it's going to have him rattled. He's going to shoot like 12 for 28 type games. It's going to be real tough for Utah to pull this one off. I think this one's going to 5. It could honestly go 4. They did put up an entertaining game in the bubble. I think this series can be fun. I don't think it's going to be trash like how everybody assumed it will be. But yeah, next we have Clippers Mavericks. For this one, same thing as terms of Luca. I just don't think there's another perimeter threat that can really, I guess, negate the fact that you don't have to see Kawhi and Paul George a lot coming up the pick and roll, and like those are two fantastic wing defenders, and they'll like blow up your entire like coverage and your entire like options on defense. The Clippers play really solid defense. I'm pretty sure they're a top 5 defensive team. You're just not gonna get a lot past on this team, and I think this is gonna be a pretty easy series for the Clippers. Though they will have to work for theirs. They're gonna have to work for theirs, but I think they can get off in 5 games as well. This is gonna be a little bit of a tough series for Luka, a little bit of a tough series for Porzingis. Where Mavericks do have a chance is that their role players do get hot, but the Mavericks have been just so bad defensively that like I doubt they can even hold the lead against the Clippers. Like if it comes down to it and the Mavericks are at 15, I know Kawhi can pull off like 8 straight points, and then I know Paul George can hit like 3 straight threes, and they all of a sudden they back in it. And I know like Patrick Beverly could hit some threes, and I know I just think the Clippers can negate anything that the Mavericks do have when it comes to gaining momentum. But again, it's the bubble, so I'm a little bit more sus about this one going over in 5, but I think the Clippers can get it off in 5. Bucks Nets, not too much to talk about there. The Nets do play hard basketball, but I mean it's the Bucks Magic, huh? Shit, yeah, it's the Bucks Magic. Anyway, same difference though. Like the Magic do play hard basketball, but that's easy for the Bucks. Bucks and 4. Giannis is gonna dominate that series. It's just, yeah, it's nothing really much to talk about there. Raptors Nets. I got the Raptors winning in 5. I do think they'll trick off one game to Brooklyn. Brooklyn has been a bit tough to handle so far in the bubble. I think Chris LeVert can cause problems for them for one game probably. But again, not too much to really talk about. Raptors just have too much depth, too much talent. Like that's over with. I think that series is gonna be rather quick. Boston Philly. It depends on Embiid's health. Just how healthy Embiid is, I don't know. I mean, shit. Like we've been saying this for like the past couple of postseasons now with Embiid and his health. But I do think that this can get pushed to 6, maybe even 7 games. But I'm much more of a believer on Brad Stevens than I am Brett Brown. And I think at the end of the day, like even if Ben Simmons was on that court for the Sixers, I think that's the gap that like just changes things. I don't think Brett Brown's really good at coaching. I think he's mediocre at best. I think Brad Stevens is going to outcoach him like a motherfucker. And then I just think that like the wing presence of Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Gordon Hayward, it's gonna be too much for the Sixers to really handle on that side of the court. I think Embiid will have a good series, great series if he's healthy, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what Embiid does, it's about everybody else on that court, and I don't think Tobias is going to take advantage of what he's going to see. I don't think Josh Richardson is going to take advantage of what he's seen. I just think that, I think the Celtics can win this one pretty comfortably, though. I do think the Sixers can take a couple games from them. And then we have the Heat and the Pacers. And this one's like tough, but I do have Miami winning in 6. I am comfortable in Miami's defensive schemes, and like their offense is on fire. It's probably like, as far as X's and O's, my favorite offense to probably watch in the NBA. Spoelstra's elite coach. If the Pacers had Sabonis, this one could have gone either way to me in a 7-game series. But the fact that there's no real inside presence for the Pacers to really take advantage of, it kind of just makes their odds of pushing this to 7 a bit more harder. If we do get the TJ Warren we've been seeing in the bubble, this would be really tough, but Miami did do a good job of shutting that down. So I'm pretty confident Miami's odds of winning this series in about 6 games. Shit. Oh yeah, damn, this video's probably gone on for pretty long. So I'm gonna leave it at the first round, you know what I'm saying? So I gotta make more content, you know what I'm saying? Gotta make more content, gotta get more content out. So we're gonna leave it there. Those are my first round predictions. Leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend. So Beast with the Draco, out for today, yo. Peace.